Hello, hello.
What up, boys?
What's going
What's going
on?
on? Can everybody hear us all right? Sound off in the chat if you can hear us. Um, Welcome to episode number 6 with Mike Waring. Is that how you say it? Waring?
So,
Waring?
yeah, I guess we could start with that real quick. So that's been a thing. It's actually wearing. Maddie and Todd have called me Waring since like day one because that's what it's spelled like, and kind of just let it ride because that was another name I got called a whole bunch growing up and just never bothered to correct it. But Maddie's claim now that he knows the real thing is that he thinks Waring is like a more badass paintball name, so that's what he wants to call me. So if that's what he wants to
Damn
call me, it
you.
is what it is.
Damn you, Maddie.
Kevin Callie Rudolph.
Kevin Callie Rudolph in the house.
Yes,
Infamous
sir.
paintball player. Travis
That's what.
Lemansky, owner and coach. Yeah, that's what they always call me, and Travis just laughs because he thinks it's funny.
Multiple names.
Yeah.
Lots of names.
All right. Well, so before we get this started off, I wanted to give everybody that's watching live the heads up here of what we're gonna do on the show. We're gonna do a free Pro DNA T-shirt with every
That's,
order on the website.
that's a nice shirt,
There we
bro.
go. Yeah. So everybody that places an order on the website during the show will get a free T-shirt. Orders above $25, and yeah, and then Travis is going to put a shirt in every one of your guys' packages.
Sounds like an awesome deal.
I'd be excited about that.
All you got to do is head over to the site, and you don't have to do anything special. It will automatically happen. You know, Travis is going to be like, all right, I got to throw this shirt in here for this guy because he placed an order during the live show. You might even get to see him do it while we're live.
I'll just be packing orders right here.
He's in the warehouse right now.
Yup.
If you guys are watching on, yeah, he's in the warehouse.
I got to
guys
show
are
you guys
watching
what I
on
just
YouTube,
built.
definitely hit the subscribe button, so that way you know whenever we go live and whenever we post a new video. If you're on Facebook, definitely share and then hit that notification bell for whenever we go live. And Trav's got a sweet little setup there.
That one's pretty. That one's pretty. You know my address.
I just built it. It needs a name.
Mike Waring's second gun.
Gun setup number 2.
Anyone in the chat, we need a name. I don't know. I like the cartel. Looks like a cartel gun.
I like it. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
That gold on gold.
Yeah. Right on. So what's up, Mike?
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of going nuts at this point.
Yeah.
I think my last day at work was March like 14th or something. So it's been like exactly a month since I've been at work, and Universal's closed until at least May 31st. So I'm home for another month and a half at least.
Yeah. For those of you at home that don't know what Michael does, he actually works at Universal. He is a lookalike for Harry Potter. So if you go into Harry Potter world, you'll see Michael running around with a wand, and yeah, he's
you can't give my secret identity out, man. Yeah, no.
That's the swole version.
The swole version. That's what I'm working for.
Yeah, we're all going a little bit stir crazy here without paintball.
Yeah, I mean, without paintball, and like on a serious note, what I really do, which being a lifeguard, you know, I'm used to being outside, like around the water and the water rides all day long and everything. So to have to be cooped up in the house all day long every day, like it's just not my style. I'm too active for that.
Oh yeah. I like some of these
Lifeguard
names.
life.
Lifeguard life, baby. Yes, sir.
Oh.
I was a lifeguard in high school every summer. It was a great job.
It's pretty sweet. It's definitely different being a lifeguard at a water park because you're not just sitting there watching like, you know, a regular old pool. We're in charge of actually running the rides and the operation throughout the day as well on top of, you know, general life care and stuff. So it's fun to me. I enjoy it. I got the job just as something to help me, you know, go through school about 2 years ago, and I ended up really liking the job, and I've been promoted a couple times, and actually had an interview for another promotion right before everything closed down, but that all got delayed. So, I actually think I'm going to make a career out of something that I thought was just going to be a little time filler for myself.
Yep.
Happens sometimes.
Oh yeah. Sometimes real life takes over, but then that's why we have paintball as a good outlet.
Paintball I'll always find a way to make paintball be around. I'll never be done with paintball.
Right on.
What is it that you think you're missing the most about the paintball scene being on lockdown?
I mean, just seeing everybody every weekend, man, and like Sundays is the day I look forward to every week. I enjoy my days at work and everything, but Sunday is when I get to go out to the local field here, XPX. It's like 30 minutes from my house, and I've got my little local team that I coach with a bunch of guys I've known for 10, 12 years. Some of them I even played on teams with and divisional teams and whatnot. So, it's kind of just my release every week, and I don't really get that right now because I can't do anything.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty rough not being able to just head out and go play some ball. And you were also playing and competing in some flag football tournaments, weren't you?
Yeah, so me and my stepbrother, we both played football all the way from the time we were like 4 years old all the way through high school. And I went to college for a year and a half down south. And when I came back, I was really missing, that football aspect of my life. Haven't played it for 15 years. And my brother was like, yo, let's get a bunch of our buddies from high school and let's start a flag football team just for fun. And it turned into playing once a week, then it turned into playing 3 times a week, then it turned into playing tournaments. And now it's I took a couple years off when I went pro in paintball because I actually got hurt a couple times. I separated my shoulder twice and I tore a ligament in my ankle playing flag football. And so I was like, maybe I should take a little break right now while I try and go after this paintball thing. But I'm a much sturdier and healthier build now than I was back then. And I was missing that football, man. That football was definitely my first love in life. So, my brother is every weekend for 3 years was like, yo, come play. And I said, no. And earlier this year, there was that big nationals tournament here in Kissimmee. It was 20 minutes from the house. My brother was like, yo, we need another body for 5-man and 7-man if you just want to come mess around. And I said, sure, I'll just come play this tournament. And now it's turned into, I joined the Universal Intramural League, made a team there. Me and my brother have another team that plays on Thursday nights now. So I'm full swing back into it.
Sweet. So you're out there with Harry Potter?
Yeah, me, Harry Potter, Ron, Hermione, we're all running around.
Nice. What was those injuries that you were talking about? Was that back? I saw somewhere you said that you had some injuries that you went through like 2012-ish.
So 2012-ish back then, that was I actually had surgery, like a pretty major surgery that it was kind of like similar to a hernia surgery. So I wasn't really able to like walk or do any strenuous activity for like 3 to 5 months. So I kind of just took that whole season off. I think I only played World Cup that year. Actually, I was playing for the Vipers at the time. We went to California before I had surgery. I literally delayed the surgery to be able to play one event. And we went to California, played a WCPPL tournament. I came back, had surgery, and then I didn't play anything until World Cup that year. But yeah, that was just a surgery. But the 2 separated shoulders happened from diving for passes and just landing on my shoulder. And the torn ligament in my ankle was just from literally just running down the sidelines and just tried to cut inside and make a guy miss and just step the wrong way and snap. Ouch. It was no fun.
Dang.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we've had a couple guys bang up their shoulders with Nate. It seems to be one of those injuries that can linger around for a long time, or just put a paintball player in retirement just because they can't stay healthy.
It's definitely something that if I hit it the wrong way, it definitely hurts, and I still get random pains, just every day or every other day. That's More so because I decided to, instead of doing surgery like the doctor suggested, I didn't want to be out for 6 to 8 months in a sling. He said it was borderline like needing surgery, so he said I could just kind of physical therapy it myself, and that was the route I tried to go.
Yeah.
Usually with that route, some pain is associated, but it's one reason why I don't know if you guys might not have noticed because I'm still new to the team. You haven't played with me that much yet, but you'll never catch me Superman diving with my gun in my left hand. It's not happening.
Well, so I actually
Me
have
either.
noticed,
I'm not doing that either.
Trav's not doing that. Double knee slides everywhere. I actually
Gun out, baby.
I did notice because I look at a lot of the photos and some of the videos and stuff, and I have noticed you switch your hands when you're running.
It's just I try and not not let it affect me because sometimes I don't think it really makes a difference whether you dive with the gun in your left or right hand, but I mental note, I tell myself all the time, if I'm going left, the gun's in the right hand.
No, I think it does affect some of like the newer players that they're still working on their fundamentals and trying to be faster and how to dive into a bunker correctly. And if they're switching their hands just because they don't know how, then that's a problem. Obviously you know how, you just don't want to because you have the injury or whatever. But I can tell you I don't think it slows you down anywhere by any means. So
I'm a little quick,
little fast,
just a bit.
So we had a couple questions that actually, kind of tie in perfectly, and I'll put it up here on the screen. Justin asked, let's see if I can get that. Justin asked, what got you into paintball?
Man, typical.
You want to like kind of go back over brief history of where you've been, what you've been up to, and how you got to this point.
All right. Well, typical story of kind of how most of us probably got into the sport. I was 12 years old, and my best friend at the time came to me at school and was like, "Yo, man, we're gonna go play paintball for my birthday." And I was like, "Paintball? Like, I don't want to play that. Like that hurts. I don't want to go do that." And he was like, "Come on, man, come on." And he finally convinced me to go play. And literally, I played that first weekend on his birthday. I took maybe 2 weeks off, and I asked my dad to take me back up to the local field. And I think I played every weekend for like 2 years after that birthday party. It was I don't know. I got hooked from the start. The adrenaline rush, I guess, the feeling you get when you shoot somebody, the feeling you get when you get shot. Like I don't know. I'm just super competitive in everything I do. So I feel like this is like a small niche sport, and I was like, man, I could get really good at this. But I didn't know that tournaments were even a thing at the time. I think I played for almost 3 years before I even found out that there was tournaments.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought rec ball was what everyone did. You went to all these local fields, you went out into the woods, you just shot at your friends or whatnot. And then, you start slowly seeing all these people show up on, Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays with all this gear. And I'm like, oh man, where'd you get all that stuff? And he's like, oh, I play for a team. And I'm like, what do you mean you play for a team? People do that? That's a thing. And slowly they're like, yeah, if you come to this field, this is where all the tournament players play. And I slowly started getting into that and made my first little team like 3 or 4 years after I started playing. We called ourselves the Bebe's Kids, and
nice.
It all started from there, man. Played a bunch of years of local and just grinded it out. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So you obviously once you got hooked, like most of us, once you pick up a gun and play, you get hooked right away. And then I mean, the first thing I looked at was really tournament paintball. That's the first thing I ever really saw. I mean, I played in the woods just for fun with my friends and stuff, but tournament paintball is what caught my eye. Like I had fun running around the woods and playing with my buddies, but it was honestly, we really didn't play at the local fields much until we decided we were like, let's dive into this full force. And then it was like, oh, they have all these cool fields to play, but I really want to be over there where like all those crazy loud guns are and everybody's yelling and screaming. And it's pretty cool to see just the big differences there, right? And that's what
Yep.
really caught my eye. And then I just started watching every tournament paintball video I could get my hands on at the local shop.
Hours and hours and hours of videos.
Yeah, just kept watching over and over. So that's what, just got me hooked. But like, what was your, your tournament, your divisional team, and like how you kind of worked the divisional ranks?
So I played with those kids, Bay Bay's kids, for just a couple years in the local series that was ran out of Central Florida Paintball, which most of you guys probably know where that field is now at this point.
Yep.
Played that for a few years, and then my buddy Elias Rodriguez, who now plays for Tampa Bay Damage, he played on that Bay Bay's kids team with me. He got involved with a little tournament team called Total Carnage back in the day, and was like, hey man, like, me and you are the only ones that are really kind of taking this serious anymore. Everyone else kind of seems done. Like, why don't you come try out with me for Total Carnage's D3 national team? And I was like, oh, I'm down. I'd like to try, see where I'm at, see if someone thinks I'm worthy of being on a team. And so I ended up making the Total Carnage team, and 2010 was the first year I started traveling nationally, myself at least, and played with them for a couple years, and then the organization died out. I spent some time with I think it was just about a year with the Vipers, playing with them, and then after that we started Rack City Clutch with a bunch of my friends in Florida, and we played D2, and we got like sixth our first event. We won the next event. We got third or fourth in Chicago and third in World Cup or something. And that was like beginning of that year was when I really started like my like grind to try and go somewhere with the game, because I felt like I was pretty good at the time, and really had a big ego boost, with the season that we had. So I was like, what, screw it, I'm going to put a lot of effort into this, and played one tournament with Rack City in 2015 at the last PSP at that Mud Bowl. And
Yeah.
a couple weeks after that, we had like because we had a couple months till the NXL started. Damage asked us to come out like as a team and scrimmage them for a random weekend. And after that weekend, actually got a phone call later that week and was offered a little private tryout with myself and Silos Cortez, who ended up making the team as well, obviously, and a couple other guys from Florida. And they ended up taking me and Silos out of the private tryout, and that's where the pro season started.
Sweet. So, some of the guys that you played with back, on Total Carnage, there were some dudes like Keith Brown, right?
Me, Keith Brown, Jacob Edwards, and Elias Rodriguez are four of the players I can think of that are currently playing pro that all came from Total Carnage. Jason coached us back then because he was playing with Philly. There's been some other people that have come through the camp that play pro, like Damian Ryan played with us a couple events before he went pro, and Jerry Devereaux played with us quite a bit. But it was just a good camp. Like we always joke around against like with the group of us. We're always like, man, think back then to like 2009 and 10 when we were all practicing just playing Division 3. Like, who would have thought as many of us would be playing pro still to this day? Like,
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
it is cool. Definitely. I mean, a lot of those Florida guys, they've been playing for a long time. Every now and again, you see some of the old Strange dudes pop up. And fun fact, I actually played with Strange for, I think, 2 tournaments.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that one really cold Texas event, and then
Yep,
I think that was.
I remember that one.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah. So once you went pro with Damage in 2015.
Yep, the very first NXL event, like when the league was started, was when I was when I went pro. So yeah, I've played pro since the very first NXL event.
Gotcha. Nice. Obviously, you're from Florida. I think you told me you were born and raised there, right?
Yep, I've lived in Orlando my entire life, except for like the 1 year I was in college down south. Other than that, I've lived in Orlando all 27 years.
Wow. Gotcha. Trav's out there just shipping orders, so he'll be in and out, guys. But I think he can hear us. Yeah, he's out there shipping orders. So maybe someone placed an order on the website. Reminder, if anybody places an order over $25 on the website, we're going to throw in a free Pro DNA athlete shirt.
It's like one of the most comfortable shirts I own too, by the way.
So soft, like
it is.
Just feels
it's cozy.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. So, born and raised in Orlando. My wife would be super jealous because she's obsessed with Disney. So,
say it all the time. I live where you vacation.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we were in Florida anytime soon. So,
come on down, brother. There's plenty of room.
How is everything going with with lockdowns and people getting sick, and is everybody doing all right around you, and how are you doing?
Yeah, so far, anyone that I'm directly involved with, family wise or close friends or anything, is healthy and free and clear for the time being. So hopefully it stays that way. I literally only see two other people outside of my fiance who I live with and my roommates. And that's when I fortunate enough to be able to work out every day over at a buddy of mine's house who has a little home garage setup, and him and actually Keith Brown are the two people that I've been spending my quarantine time with. So we've kept our group small. We're not hanging out with big groups or anything, but Keith actually just moved in about 2 minutes down the road from me a couple months ago, I think around World Cup. So that's always been one of my best friends in life growing up, ever since like the TK days and stuff. And so when he moved back in and I told him we were going to spend the quarantine, working out every day over at Kyle's house, he was like, oh man, let me get in there. So the three of us have been on a little grind for a month now or so, I guess. It's been good.
I wasn't laughing. I was like, man, that's pretty impressive. You're just grinding out in the the Florida heat with some garage weights, walking down the sidewalk.
It's like
no big deal.
It's like lifting and working out and sitting in a sauna at the same time. It's rough.
That is, it's definitely rough. So you've been in Florida your whole life, living down there, playing with Damage, and got on Damage in 2015. Obviously they've always been a top tier pro team for as long as I can remember.
Yep.
They have guys, Chad, Keith, bunch of attackers. Obviously you like to attack as well. So what happened from there to going to AC Dallas?
So I've known everyone that's played for Damage and everyone who's on the team at the time since I got into tournaments. I've known the Edwards family more specifically since I was probably 14. They've been great to me. So, when I got on the team, I think I was a little too comfortable, just kind of thinking like, oh, well, these are all my buddies. Like, it's just like playing paintball with my friends, but you don't really realize it until you actually like get into the pro scene. Like, people take this thing seriously, man. This is people's livelihoods. This is people's money. People are competitive. And so I think I just got a little too comfortable. And after, 2.5 seasons on the team, we just started having some disagreements, like nothing bad at all, but it just started to for me personally, I felt like it was time for me to go ahead and just step away and look for another offer. I still talk to those dudes all the time. I still play with them on the weekends when I go out to CFP. Like, there's no bad blood there whatsoever. Just sometimes you have to make changes in your life in order to like progress. And I felt like I was plateauing as a player. And so I was like, well, it's time for me to go somewhere else and see what I can do. And I was fortunate enough to be working at Exalt at the time. I was running the warehouse for them. So AC being one of the Exalt teams, I kind of had Ben reach out to Greg for me and see if he'd be interested in talking. And they had a little conversation, I guess. And I also hit TJ up on Instagram, sent him a DM, and I was like, hey man, like, what would you think about, if I came out and tried to play and see if I like worked out with you guys? It was middle of the season. It was right after the Dallas event, so I wasn't expecting like an answer for that, like that season or anything. I thought like, oh, maybe in the off season you can come. And TJ actually told me, he's like, man, if you would have came to our off season tryouts, like we definitely would have picked you up. And so I played the Dallas event, and literally Monday, like a couple hours after I landed from my flight, Greg calls me and is like, hey man, like heard you're interested on being on the team. If you want a spot, it's all yours, like right now. And I was like, oh, right now. Middle of the season, I was like, let me think about some things. And I discussed it with my fiance and sat on it for a day or two, and then I called Jason personally myself and told him what was going on, and decided to make the switch right there and then, and went to AC. And first tournament with them was Atlantic City, and we actually made it all the way to the finals, so that was pretty sweet. It was a good feeling.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know once you jumped over to AC Dallas, we had started practicing them a bunch out in Texas, and
Yep.
that's where we knew obviously who you were. You've been playing professionally for a while, but
Yeah.
you get a lot better feel for somebody when you get to practice them a lot, and it's not just like that tournament scene where it's a little bit harder to judge,
Yeah.
But we were like, he's an attacker. He's a great fit for a team like AC who does need attackers. And they were, I don't know if they were using you as much as you would like, right, to on the field.
Personally, not as much
you,
as I would like.
Kind of been up and down.
Yeah, I mean, again, same thing as a Damon situation. Absolutely, and like nothing bad to say about those guys whatsoever. But I think my play style just didn't really fit into their game plans as well as they thought it would have from the start. And nothing wrong with that whatsoever, man. Everyone looks at the game a different way, and everyone plays the game a different way.
Mm.
I tried it. I made some great friendships on that team. I learned a whole different style of paintball than what I had known with Damage. I actually think it helped me out a big time because it actually taught me how to calm down a little bit in situations and like use communication and trust your teammates that they're doing their jobs. And it was a good 2 years for me. It did exactly what I said I wanted it to do. I wanted to progress and grow as a player. And I think I only got better every single weekend that I was with that team.
Yeah. This is one of the points that I found this is from Go Sports. Move of the day, push paintball move of the day. This was it was a 3-on-5, right? You guys started at 3, and then you turned on the Jets, and you're like, I'm going all the way here, and let's win this point.
So that was a Sunday match. So it's win or go home. At that point, it was 2-2. There was only like 4 or 5 minutes left, and we got the major the point before. And Greg was like, well, there's not a lot of time left. He goes, so this is win or lose in 20 seconds right here. He goes, so it doesn't matter if we lose the point. Like if one of us gets shot off the break, whatever, we'll just blow the horn and we'll go on in the next point, play 5-on-5. And so he looked at me and he was like, yo, just run down the snake as far as you can. We had practiced that move around the corner like a lot at practice. We knew it was pretty safe. So I was like, screw it. Like I'm going for it. I'm going to shoot these dudes real quick. And everything just lined up perfectly, and I was able to make it in and stand over the top and roast quite a few dudes. We shot one of them off the break, and I shot one of them in the pack, and they got a minor, so that helped. And it was a good feeling, though. It was those 3-on-5 situations. Those don't happen very often, especially winning them.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like you do have to risk something on those, unless it is like you have the lead and you have enough time to burn somehow, but either banking on shooting 2 guys on the break or running somewhere far.
Mm-hmm.
So
we did both that one. It worked out.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so you're on AC, and they were using you, for plays like that, right? So
I would look at myself as like I was like that utility guy. Like, oh, we need this done. It's Mike's turn. Like, let's go do it.
Yeah. So then you didn't play cup with AC, and I remember seeing you out on the 3-man field on Sunday because we got knocked out as
Talking
well.
about when I sniped you from corner to corner in the
Yeah, that's
face.
when I knew. That's when I knew. I was like, Mike's gonna be good to come on over, talk a little smack, let me have it, and that was it was pretty funny. We got knocked out of the event, so me, myself, Brett Messer, Sean Wyatt, and I forget who else we had. Um, we'll go out and play some 3-man, or they'll play 10-man or whatever if we get knocked out,
Mhm.
which sucks obviously. So you already feel bad enough as it is, and then you go to have some fun, just play some 3-man or whatever, and you got a lot of random. Oh yeah, Thomas was there. Thomas was in on
Yeah,
that one too.
that was
Gosh,
when Thomas bunkered me and shot me like 25 times because he thought I spun on him.
you did.
Mm-mm.
Watch it on the replay.
What replay?
Exactly.
Exactly. So it never happened.
It exists. I think Thomas had a barrel camera footage. No, but yeah.
funny.
So we were out there running around playing 3-man, and you have all the divisional guys still out there, and they're like, wait a second, whoa, what do you guys are over here? Like, what do you mean? What are you doing over here? We're like, we're just playing, having fun. Like,
Playing paintball, man.
it's all good. Like, no big deal, right? And of course, no big deal. And then all of a sudden, you got Mike sprinting out to the corner, and you're just looking around and get caught in the face. You're like, how did he made that? Okay, yeah, he made it there. Yep,
Yep, I
that was
was
like a
there, boy.
coast to coast shot. Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I mean, that was one of the moments at Cup. I was like, then I was like, wait, what are you doing over here? Like, and then you told me that you weren't playing Cup. You didn't play Cup with them, and you were just kind of like unsure about being able to play the event. And
Yeah, I was trying to do some things at work, and I was kind of unsure if I was gonna be able to make like paintball a priority at that time of the year. And so, having all the respect I do for those AC guys, I felt like it would only hinder them if I wasted their resources and their time having me come out to practice for that event, and maybe not even be able to play. So yeah, Thomas, I see your comment over there.
but then he said this.
That's when I knew we needed to pick you up. I watched a lot of videos of you growing up, buddy. I learned from the best.
He just puts his head down and keeps going straight. He doesn't spin. He just goes straight at you.
I'm just pulling his chain.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I felt like, as being a respectable player, I felt like they had a good thing going with the 6 dudes that they had with Ryan, BJ, Fuzz, TJ, Brad, and I was like, you know what, man, I feel like the best thing I can do for myself and for them is let them spend their time and focus on winning World Cup in the series, because they had a good chance to do that. And I took it as a chance for me to like find my love for the game again. So I went and played semi-pro at Cup with all my buddies on the Tampa Bay Jets, and I work with 3 of them at Universal, and I've known a lot of them since they were like the little rats at the field at 12 years old every weekend. So for me, it was like, man, let me just go play with my friends and have a good time and get back into the swing of being on the field every single point. And it did exactly that for me, man. That tournament's still probably top 3 most fun tournaments I've ever played, just because I love being around those kids so much. And it just put me in a good mood again. And I was, after that, I had the confidence in myself that I could have found another pro team for this year, but I kind of wanted to just sit back and see where things go. And it was fortunate that it worked out with you guys, because you guys were the first team I thought of when I was like, man, who do I think I could fit in really well with, like play style wise. And it, like you said, it went straight back to playing you guys at practice every weekend. I was like, man, it'd be sweet to play for Infamous, and I'd get to shoot a Geo.
Yeah. Got the Planet gun. That's definitely one of our perks. We got the Planet Eclipse hookup, and not only just like any Planet Eclipse hookup, we get our own gun. It looks really awesome. we'll let you pick a colorway. Travis even made one for you. Like, Trav,
Oh,
you're muted.
he's muted.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Hey,
back.
there he is.
Yeah, it's been rough over here in the infamous warehouse, just building up guns.
Look at
Oh, he's got one
that.
similar.
Twins.
This one's full gold, no two-tone.
Mine's got a tan.
Mine's got a tan. Good Lord.
Good Lord.
Yeah, so obviously, picking you up, you're coming over, Drew retired. So that was our number one Dorito guy.
Thanks for the spot, Drew.
Yeah, exactly. But you're not just a Dorito guy. You can play aggressive anywhere, right? So
yep.
we're just always looking for a couple aggressive guys. But you came over, we went out and played our first 10-man event of the year, and you got your first W with the team. First event.
That was a big dub.
Yeah.
So really, I don't know if Ryan Brand is watching right now, but that first event, when you guys announced my pickup on Instagram, the first comment I saw was Ryan Brand saying, "How's his 10-man game though?" So I had to step up and show the man that the young boy knew what to do in the woods. He was talking all that junk.
Yep. And then he got shot on the break. So.
Yep. It's all right, man.
I have a funny story.
Put the backpack on for him.
Michael's first time in the woods. It was. I think I told the story the other night, but Michael wasn't there, and it was the dark side and the light side. And so, me and Cody were going into the dark part of the woods, but we needed somebody really fast. And we're like, all right, well, we'll take Michael. So we break out, and there's kind of got to run under a tree and then down a little ditch and then up a ditch. That's like right there. We go down the ditch, and we're like right next to Mike. And the second we get out of the ditch, like Mike is just gone. There's just like leaves dusting, and he is like seriously like 10 yards ahead of us. And I'm just like, forget it. Cody kept chasing him, and he was just like pulling away from us. Ends up, running to the 50 in the dark side of the woods, and we played there until Ryan Brand died.
Yep. And then I went and stuck my barrel through a bush at a dude. Oh, that was perfect.
Good stuff.
That was good times. I turned the afterburners on. I got into the 50 and turned around to look where you guys were at, and you guys are still running back there. I was like, "Oh, come on, where's my help?"
Well, we do carry more than one pod, so.
Hey! I had 9.
That was funny. But yeah, so like that was your first event with the team. Obviously, it's a whole different dynamic because it's 10-man.
Yeah.
But you get a little flavor of what we're all about, and I felt like I said this before, like our new pickups with Harrison and you and like we didn't even skip a beat. I feel like it was just kind of like everybody vibed together perfectly, and it was, you're obviously you have a great personality when it comes to being a teammate. I feel like because you're just like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go wherever you guys need me to, and Trav, what's the play? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then we're also very open, like with, like, hey, what are you comfortable with? What do you want to do? Like, what are you feeling? You know what I mean?
And that first event was sweet. Not only like winning's obviously fun, but like it was just a reassurance for me. Like, damn, like you definitely just made the right choice. Like you get along with everyone really well. It was super fun to play with everybody. Like you said, it felt like everything clicked from like the first second we all met. So I was like, man, this is gonna be a good year.
Yep.
And then lockdown.
And then lockdown, man. Jesus.
And then it all went to hell.
What a great start.
They just don't want the M-Fam coming for the Triple Crown this year.
Yeah, the next event we're going to be able to play is the 10-man probably.
Probably.
I mean,
that's all right.
I don't
2
care
for 2.
I don't care what event it is at this point.
Right? I just want to play.
Callie, should we tell the audience what we've got planned for later on this week?
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, this is a big drop.
It's a
Trav, I'll let
big
you do the
drop.
honors.
Oh, so obviously, since we're sitting here kind of like debating on what the next event might be that we get to play, we can actually maybe hear it from the horse's mouth. I don't know if he'll even know at this point, but Tom Cole's going to be on the show on Friday night, so that'll be cool.
Hey.
Yeah, so we'll have
The
big
man,
TC
the
in
myth.
here yelling company and talking NXL stuff with us.
About it.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, so definitely tune in. Get your questions ready.
Yeah, get the questions ready for TC and his dog.
Can't have TC without the dog anymore.
So Trav, adding Mike to the squad, what was your thought process when we were grabbing him?
Well, so honestly, Mike is a dude that I was looking at back on the damage days. I never thought, there was any, issue there or he would be leaving a Florida team because I knew he was a local Florida guy, but just seeing him and knowing his like youth and speed. I mean, as a coach, you're constantly trying to find dudes that have that athletic ability that are still, good and have a good head on their shoulders. And Mike is just like, if anybody that knows Mike loves Mike because he's just a super good dude. He's a good viber. So I knew right away like that was a guy we liked and we were looking at. And all of a sudden he's on AC Dallas. I was like, what, dude? That was like we were gonna try to get this guy and then he just jumped. So I'm like, well, we're not gonna get him now. And then obviously when things like fell apart, we made sure we were right there. So in case he wanted to make that jump, we were open arms.
Yep. You guys were quick to it.
So no, that was the whole Michael thing. We he's a good dude, and that's there's a lot to say about like there's a lot of good paintball players out there, but you also want a good teammate. So I think Mike kind of checks both those boxes.
Thanks, Trev.
Yep. Tearing up.
It's not bad at 10, man.
Hey, my 10 man record.
alive.
My 10-man record is sweet. I've played 3 10-man tournaments in my life. I got first place the very first one I played, which was the one that Dave Baines put on out at Camp Pendleton, or what was it, SC Village. I won that one. Then the second 10-man I played was ICC with AC, and we got second place that year. And then I played with you guys and got first place. So that's a pretty good 10-man record.
That's
not
a good
bad.
record. Not bad at all.
No.
But it's also the only 3 times I've ever played in the woods in my life, too. Never played woods ball growing up. Never played woods ball growing up. Nothing.
I haven't played a Mounds field yet.
Mounds fields are scary.
That's the best. That's the best there is.
That shows you who the men are.
Yeah. No, Mounds fields are the absolute best scenario of paintball. I love it.
Just running over the top of a mound on somebody and just doming them in the top of the head. Oh.
Yeah. It's
Oof.
good.
Oof, for sure. So
no, Mounds is cool because you got to have the full package out there. You got to be sneaky, and you can see everything. So you got to still be like a good gunfighter.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm looking forward to it for sure. I've only heard good stories about ICC, and definitely hope it doesn't get canceled or disappear this year. But yeah, we'll have Mike there. We'll have the same squad as Florida, right? Plus maybe Drew.
ICC.
Yeah.
Drew's gonna try out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got to try out, man. Once you leave, you just don't get to just come back.
Yeah, he's gonna have to drink a couple shots, see if he can fit in. Run snake on the break.
Mandatory Modelo in between games.
Mandatory Modelo. I pulled up a clip that I wanted to show because you and I were laughing about this pretty hard in Las Vegas. It was when we got to play AC, which obviously everybody likes playing their old team, right?
Of course.
So This is the match against AC. We're tied up. You can find this whole match on YouTube from Go Sports, or you can head over to gosports.com and watch all of our matches and catch up on some paintball. But this is our match against AC. It's 2-2. Obviously, you saw Chong get shot there out of the snake. We got Brett dying out of the center. I think we still have one guy alive.
No, it's
on
just
the
me and
snake
you at
side
this
with
point.
Thomas. Yep. So right here, I see Fuzzy run down the snake. I'm like, all right, I got to get him off the field. It's just Mike. I'm going to let Mike do his thing. Meanwhile, you just turned on the afterburners, sprinted down the Dorito side, and now you got a one-on-one here. Did you bunker one of the Dorito guys out?
Yeah, I bunkered TJ. He was still looking inside at you because he saw you run at Fuzz.
Yep. And then you made your old boy wear it there. And you
Yes,
gave him
sir.
the Olay.
I gave him that's the little Cristiano Ronaldo right there, the little jump in the Olay. No, it that one definitely felt good. I think that actually might be like one of the first one-on-ones I've ever been on in the pro field actually. But I remember like at that point, you know, I was in that 40 Dorito, and when I saw Brett die, I just happened to like look to the left to see where he got shot from, and I saw like this flash of Fuzz running down the snake. And going back to what we had talked about at the meeting, you know, about the layout, I was like, man, the safest thing on the Dorito side when they come to our snake is to just go down the field. And so I literally looked left, I saw Fuzz running, and I was like, well, here I go, and just like, let's see how far I can get. And I got all the way down the field, and TJ was in the Dorito one and he was looking inside. So I was able to bunker him. And then I ran into the corner and found John. And I was like, oh man, it's a one-on-one. I know that. And, you know, just, I think it only was like 3 or 4 snaps and I was able to catch him with it. And it was a pretty good feeling. I didn't even do the jump on purpose. I'm not going to lie. I was just kind of that hype. And, you know, as I was running to the board, I was like, hey,
I was like, oh man, you hit him with the Olay. That was sweet.
Yeah, it felt good, like man.
That moment, I feel like that point though, it was one of those where like, you know, it's you and me. There's 3 guys. Shit's going down. I'm like, I'm just gonna go take the dude out right in front of me and let Mike go handle business down the Doritos. And it clicked. And that's kind of thing that happens when, you know, you've played together for a long time, but this is happening. Mm-hmm. Our first event together on you know, in the NXL. So I felt like I was like, man, that we're on the same page and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited for what else could happen. You know what I mean? Obviously, we didn't do very good in Vegas with our overall record, but we were very close to winning all of our matches. Yeah. I just, you know, wanted to get your thoughts on coming over to the team and playing your first NXL event with us and kind of, you know, how things shook out. I mean, most people would be pretty disappointed with a 0-4 event. You know, obviously we are disappointed, but it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I mean, like I agree with you, man. Like it just feels like everything is clicking already after 2 practices in an event, and I'm super happy with my decision. No regrets whatsoever. I'm happy to be here, and I see myself here indefinitely, to be honest. But to go 1-3, yeah, it sucks on paper, and that's all anyone looks at. But if you go back and look at like the individual points, we lost all 3 games by 1 point. And against Dynasty and AC, we were up 2-1 or 3-1 in both of those games, and let them come back. And we got, man, me personally, I think I got more penalties in this one tournament than I ever have in the 5 years I've played pro. So that's not going to help either.
How many penalties did you get? I don't remember.
Dude, I got 2 against Dynasty. I got the major against Aftermath that had us that lost us the match. And then
way to blow it, God.
Yeah, man, sorry. Just, you know, it's not fair when you shoot 3 dudes and then trade out and you get a major called on you.
Oh yeah, that was that one.
Yes.
That's horseshit.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I only got like 3 or 4, but I'm not one of those dudes that cheats in paintball. Like, obviously we've all done it, and if you can get away with it, you're gonna get away with it. But I'm gonna tell you that I cheated. Like, I'm not gonna hide and be like, no, you didn't shoot me, man. Like, I'll look right at you and be like, yeah, good shot, bro, but I got away with that one.
Yeah.
And, that's just not my thing. So I normally don't get penalties. And so it kind of was like, for me, it was like, dang, like we lost all these games by 1 point and I got all these penalties. Like, what if I hadn't done that? What a whole bunch of woulda, coulda, shouldas. But overall, it felt great, man. We were 3 points away from being 4-0 and being like the top seeded team going into Sunday. So, I think we get one of those, wild card spots Sunday. We might have placed top 4. We were playing really good.
Yeah, I mean, Trav, you can speak on that and like the event itself. I mean, I know we've kind of talked about it before, but I definitely, we had some big tests right away, and having new guys on the squad, it can go a couple different directions, right? Like you're not really sure, and I do feel like playing the 10-man event helped us get a better vibe and everything, and the practices went great. I mean, all of us were vibing with the practices and thought everything was going really well. And like you said, a couple things here and there at the tournament, are what put you on a Sunday and what keep you home, or send you home. But a couple penalties here or there, and it wasn't just you. There was a couple other guys that got a few penalties, and it was those penalties where you're doing great and you have the body advantage, and then just that penalty resets everything and takes you back down to like, what the hell, So
yeah, it's a momentum killer.
Yeah, and we had a bunch of those, honestly. Like I think I went back and watched our dynasty match, and our dynasty match could have gone a lot different if we just cut out a couple penalties here or there, or just a couple stupid mistakes here or there. That was our first match of the event. So
I think we all were a little excited for that one, and with how well it went from the start, we were like, man, this is sweet. We got this. And
yeah,
it bit us in the butt.
Yeah.
It ain't over till it's over.
Yep. No, you have to look at these kind of things, and and even though our score overall was terrible, I think what I saw out of the team was we have a brand new group of dudes. I mean, literally, we have a lot of new guys on the squad this year, so that all takes time. I mean, you're playing Dynasty and AC, and these guys have been together for a decade. So putting this crew together, I think we have the right puzzle pieces. It's just going to take a little more time learning each other, and how each other reacts and communicates and everything else. There's a lot that goes into this. This is like you guys said, 1 point either way, and this is a totally different event. So, but again, this is a game of inches, and you can't let all that stuff get away from you. So we have to tighten it up a little bit and learn from this, and then come back even stronger next event. But I do think over time we have the right stuff.
Me too. Too.
Cool. Well, what else should we go over? Was that about it, or you guys want to keep it rolling?
Well, I had a couple of things in the comments that I was like looking at.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard for me to look at all the comments and try to.
Yeah, I haven't looked at them. I haven't looked at them yet either.
Oh, you're getting a lot of love from the Florida fam.
Hey, those are my boys.
Florida boys.
Curtis has a question for Mikey, and it says, Mikey, going from Lux to Vanquish to CS2, what makes the CS2 your fave?
Man, how it feels like it's not even shooting while you're shooting it. I don't know. It's like a pillow, man. It's so smooth and it shoots darts. You point it and the ball goes there, and it's nice. I don't, the Lux. I'd shot Luxes growing up in divisionals, and I always liked the Lux. The Vanquish I shot for a few years on Rack City Clutch, and then obviously when I went on AC. Nothing wrong with the platform. The gun shot good. It was just a little bulky and not really that efficient. I think I could get like 6 pods out of my gun. So now having a gun that not only is half the weight, shoots way straighter, I can shoot twice as much paint. So it's a plus all around, and it's just super comfortable for me, man. I've always liked the Geo platform, and just haven't really had to spend too much time with them just due to sponsorship reasons. And I'm really, really excited to be able to shoot one now. It's been a treat.
Cool. Yeah, just lots of shout outs. I don't personally have anything else. So if you guys have any questions, put it in the box now, or maybe Callie's got something else. I
Yeah,
don't know.
throw some questions in there real quick before we head out here. Thomas said that Cal, the mounds are too tall for you.
Dang.
Dang, just throwing me under the bus. But I heard that you ride the mounds, you run up and over them. So
And then you go run somewhere else because once they see you, that someone's coming up over right in that exact same spot.
Yep. I
Andrew
saw a
wants to
comment on
know.
here. Go ahead.
Oh, I said Andrew wants to know when the next drop is. That, my friend, is coming, but I can't exactly put a finger on it just yet because we have to. This pandemic is sort of slowing things up a little bit, but what would have been in sort of a drop this week might be pushed out a week or two. So we'll see.
Yep. I saw a comment on here talking about football, and he threw up what's your favorite route? I forget. He said favorite route for football.
So all right.
Move?
So favorite route, definitely for me being the fast guy and being able to like accelerate really quickly. I burn a lot of people on stop and goes. When my brother looks at me and tells me to run a stop and go, it's game over. That's touchdown every time. I love it. There's just something about the route. You run 5 yards, you break down real quick, turn around. The dude tries to jump the route to pick it off, and you just turn around and take off and just leave him in the dust.
Nice. We have Sue Waring watching.
That's my grandma.
Yep. Thomas asks, question, why has he not raced Cody yet? Well, because we know the answer to that.
Yep, Cody's way faster.
And then Lucas asked, tell them about Ops.
Well, you guys probably remember. They were my buddies that staged right next to us at the 10-man that actually won the amateur division. They were the Black Ops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those
are the
are
dudes that got sprayed with champagne, right?
Yes, those dudes. That's who we sprayed with the champagne. Those are a bunch of really good friends of mine. I played the ICPO last year with them right before Cup just for some fun, and most of those dudes are actually the people who own and operate the MVPS down here in the Southeast. It's I think like the second or third largest local series in the nation now. So it's just kind of funny to see that league blow up like it was, because 4 or 5 years ago when Alex started that league, I would help him at the tournaments every once in a while. We literally could fit everything for that tournament series in like one plastic tub, and now it's a huge tournament local series, and it's the only one in the state of Florida. Like, it's crazy.
Dang.
But those are the Ops boys.
Gotcha. JT Paintball asks, what games are you playing with that headset?
Oh man, so right before this quarantine stuff started, I've been thinking about getting a PC for a while, switching over from console to PC, and I was like, man, well, I'm about to be home for 2 months. I guess now's the time to buy it. So you can see it right here behind. You can probably see it behind me right there. I got the little rig over there, and just been playing a lot of Call of Duty with Keith and actually Shredder, and I, like, me, Keith, and Shredder play quite a bit, and some other local buddies, and I play that. I play this new game that's coming out. It's called Valorant. It's in like the beta testing stage, and they're randomly sending out like codes to get in on that. And so I actually got my code a couple days ago, man. It's the only thing I've been doing, man. I go work out in the morning. I come home. I take a nap. I cook some food and play video games till I get bored.
Amen. I can't wait till they let us back outside. We can do something else.
Dude, it kills me.
Right on. Well, hey, I'm gonna wrap this up because I think we're almost to 5 o'clock here, so it's been going an hour.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank Mikey for coming in here. Obviously, Cal did a great job. We want to thank our sponsors quick. We've talked a lot about Planet Eclipse, ProShar, best paint out there, Push Goggles, Bunker Kings, Powerhouse, Best Regs, obviously Infamous Paintball and Pro DNA and all that, soft goods gear. And First Form for the new supplements they just hooked us up with. So, again, thank you, and we'll see you next time. Friday with Tom Cole.
Yep.
Adios,
Tom Cole.
boys.
Thanks again, everybody.